welcome. Today I am going to be doing a different kind of pick-a-card reading than most of you have seen. What this is called is an archetype reading. I'm just going to lay out this reading really quick and we will get started. So it's going to take me a second. I gotta shuffle all these cards. While I'm shuffling, I wanted to explain archetypes to you a little bit better. We say that there are 12 archetypes, but that is mainly because the astrology wheel is broken up into 12, and we have already assigned meaning to them according to the happenings of our lives. It kind of takes place in sort of a journey or in sort of a seasonal sense. So there are more than 12. We even interact with more than 12. Sometimes they're mixed together in our chart as well. But we typically deal with 12 because of the will being fractioned and the meaning being placed on it in this manner. Each person has their main 12 archetypes, 4 of which we all share. Mies refers to these as the child, the victim, the prostitute, and the saboteur. This is because she's referring to them by their shadow meanings. Jung sees these a little differently, but in a very similar manner, as both versions relate to our development. However, we will be referring to Mies's archetypes for simplicity's sake. I will leave info down in the description if you would like to know more about Mies or Jung and more about their methods. These archetypes are simply unconscious connections we have made with stories and characters that have existed throughout the ages, and these themes have persisted till today with some slight variations. I'd like you to think of archetypes as a round table of people or characters that advise and communicate with you and with each other. Some might agree with each other, some get along great, some protect and help each other, and some just do not. Imagining these sections of your life in this manner may help you see why you make decisions or do things the way that you do, and help you pick up on the cycles and seasons of your life. This reading may also bring you one step closer to understanding what archetypes you have and how they may act. It also might better your understanding of astrology and tarot and how these concepts are interwoven. You can do this reading at home. All you need is 12 cards and a pendulum, but if you don't know enough about tarot or astrology or archetypes, it can become a bit confusing. I have done this reading and paired it with archetypes and astrology to help my clients better understand themselves. I wanted to give you guys a little taste of what I offer regarding archetypes. So if you would like more information or perhaps a reading like this, please let me know by sending me an email with archetype or tarot reading in the subject line. Now, you can do this reading in a few ways. You can pick a pile you are drawn to. You can pick it based on the stone or the cards or the number. It's up to you. You can also pick more than one pile. You can use the description below to help you decide, maybe based on the house or sign you want information about, as each one governs an area of your life. I will leave info in the description to aid you in understanding and making pile choices. So I'm going to be using my Vampyre Tarot alongside the Past Life Oracle deck, the Goddess Guidance deck, and the Sacred Traveler deck. This will be one, because we're going to start this like astrology. So this is where you usually start for the ascendant, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And pick whatever one you like. We are going to start with pile 1. Okay, pile 1. So this was your stone. This is very much like a new beginning, positive birth and purification. Pile 1. Uncharted territory or unknown territory. Ooh, that is interesting because of the season we're in. This is timeless. This is recorded around, well, it's on Valentine's, so this should be an interesting sort of situation. And, baby. Okay, what I am getting from this card, this is interesting to me because this is often the first house, which relates in the tarot and in astrology sometimes to babies. Some people say when relating to Aries, this is like, a lot of people view that sign as the baby or like a primordial thing. Some people will say, I don't ascribe to this completely. Aries are crybabies. I don't see that as a bad thing. It's not like, oh, they whine and moan. It means that they're genuinely in touch with their emotions and moved strongly by them. And that is a beautiful thing. I love that personally. So, but what I'm seeing here is somebody here. Wow. Let's look at this. Awaken the goddess within into dance, self-care, and appreciate your divinity. Someone right here could have this goddess in their first house. Their child could be in this first house as well. We have this sort of newness that is in your life. So whatever's going on here, the archetype is saying that this is a new start. Somebody could be getting ready to have a baby or start a family. That's really interesting. This deck is beautiful, by the way. It has a matte finish, so the cards don't shine like others. They're not super glossy, and I love that. You are exactly where you need to be. We've got an owl that has so many meanings. Some people see this as death or change. And then we've got this bird right here. This person is looking upward. They have no idea where they are, but they know that they're supposed to be here. I've had that exact feeling. In fact, I just recorded with this sort of feeling. His or her, let's just say, their coat is covered in feathers, which is interesting because we have this bird and this bird. So this is about starting anew for somebody. We have all this love, intimacy going on. She's carrying a bird. Sort of a peaceful. I get a lot of Empress energy off of Aphrodite in this specific deck. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Somebody's got to take care of themselves. The archetype's stating that you're right where you need to be. Do not freak out. Just go with the flow. Feel it. You know what's up. You can choose, make the next decisions. You can choose whatever you need to. I don't see very much negativity here. Your archetype likes you thus far. Let's see what my cards say, though. I haven't shuffled these, so don't look at the bottom card and be like, ooh! I like to give them a few of these shuffles because I started out with playing cards as a youngin'. Honestly, I found out later that my great-grandfather, at least him, if not other people, read tarot or did cartomancy with playing cards, but he was also a very good gambler. A lot of people in my family are great at playing card games, poker and stuff too, and I think that honestly one translates to the other. So let's give it a shuffle. I'm a lefty, so I'm actually going to swap sides. Not yet, come on. What does this archetype want to tell us? Oof. There's a message coming. Okay, that is something coming fast and quick. In its upright position, I see it extremely positively. You're probably ready for it. Somebody's probably about ready to have a kid. That is some freaky stuff, but don't get discouraged. This is something that's supposed to happen. You might have been trying for it. This is something you're ready for. It might not even be a real baby. And as far as this is concerning, this is also like talking about something concerning a child in your past. Let's get more clarification. The Aphrodite card. Ooh, Lord of Scepters. So the way I see this card, I love this deck, by the way. This is my favorite deck. Until somebody gets me that skeleton deck with cute little guys to show you guys at some point. I didn't find it on Amazon, otherwise it'd be on my wish list. Lords to me are about give and take. They know when to give up, when to stop. They also know when to keep going. So this one, excuse my heater, it got really cold today. This guy, he knows. I like to talk about these kind of like I do archetypes because they relate in that sort of way. So it's a man who's strong and passionate. He knows when his passions are ruling him and when to not let them rule, and he knows when they need to be brought out. Very creative. Somebody who can win the hearts and minds of the people. That is strong. And for Aphrodite, whoo, that's something. This could be someone you're encountering in your life that has got you or a way you need to be. I'm seeing this though as there's a message or something coming up. Again, that could be relating to a child. Your past life with whoever you're with could relate to a child, and that's what's going on right now. Let's pull another one, at least for the baby card. The baby. Again, new beginning. I dig that. Anything else this archetype would like to say? Anything this archetype has to give pile number ones? We have a Daughter of Scepters upside down. So daughters in this deck are pages. The way I see this, this page, when it's upright, is a good risk taker. This one takes risks in matters of the heart. This could be somebody, this could be a way of saying, don't run away from this. Because pages are immature, they're childlike usually. They're not necessarily women or little girls or not whatnot. They tend to mean just children. But usually in a good way, except when they're upside down. So they're immature in a childlike way. Says kind of to be careful. I think this says don't run away from a good thing. I'm going to ask for a clarification card because of this. We're actually going to do, how about this? We do my sum up karma resolution. Each one, okay? Sum up karma resolution. That is, when I see this, I think immediately not running, especially because to me pages are mutable. This just confirms that to me. Temperance is give and take. Temperance is also very much of this bringing things together, making change, acceptance, patience. You know, don't be trying to hurry things. I'm seeing that. Don't be trying to hurry things. So the karma is based on that. Whatever is going to happen, it's a this or that with you're in a hurry or you're taking your time, or don't take too much time. You know what I mean? But what I'm seeing here is don't run. 6 of Scepters, that's 6 of Wands. I can see upside down, these are cycles of self. This is like somebody, when I think about it, immolating oneself. What I'm seeing is a fear when it comes to this. Somebody's afraid of this new stuff that's going on, or that's about to happen, or has happened. So what I'm seeing here is it's already happening. You need to get out of these cycles of fear and restore your passions. Restore that spark that exists within you. You know, otherwise this wouldn't exist. This can also be an extremely creative card. If somebody's an artist, like especially this Temperance card, you're going to throw yourself back into it. It's going to be hard. Something's coming. It's positive. Don't lose yourself in worry. Don't lose yourself in thinking you're not good enough. You're good enough. The 10 of Skulls here being the resolution. Somebody doesn't feel ready yet. You will soon. I'm not seeing the 8 of Scepters as a ready or not. I am perplexed that you got so much fire in this, and it's in a first house placement, which is ruled by Mars, Aries. It's a lot of intensity. Don't be too focused on getting it done either. Okay? When I said, it might be running away, no. Don't be too focused on getting something done. It's not always, there's not always just a one right way to do things. Sometimes there are numerous ways to do things, and you have to get out of these cycles in order to do it. Temper it, patience. Have patience. You're being guided to have this sort of kind of opposite energy that you see. You've also got lots of Sagittarian energy in here, which is odd, considering this is more Martian. I know that Mars has been kind of playing in a not so fun sense lately, astrologically, but I haven't checked the aspects lately, so I'm going to have to look into that to know further. But for now, I would say you either need to catch a breath, or you need to, not be afraid of continuing. That's what this archetype is saying. That's what the first house is saying. And that's what your pile is saying. You either need to catch a breath, or you need to accept it. There's a lot of acceptance going on here. The karma hinging on temperance, hinging on this coming together and tempering of things, means that this is just a new time. Just accept it and keep on trucking. The interesting thing here is we've got the ace and the 10. A new beginning and a fear to start it. But the 10 of skulls is about, it's a really good card usually, because it's 10 of pentacles. When it's upright, it's super positive. When I see it upside down, I'm thinking things might not go the way you suspect in the physical realm, but you don't need to be insecure about it. You might be feeling insecurity right now, either actual or imagined. When it's upside down, I would say it's more about how to feel secure and whatnot, rather than like feeling secure money-wise or health-wise. It could indicate health as well, especially mental health, but as far as I can tell, most of the time mental health is swords. For this though, I think you're moving out of a cycle of insecurity and starting a cycle of creativity, and it has to do with this new birth happening, either a child or a new venture. But you can't just have it all in your heart, or in your spirit rather, because fire is a spirit element, and it's, water is more of a heart element. So we've got a lot going on here regarding that. Your spirit is telling you what's up, okay? Listen to it. Don't be afraid of emotions. Don't be afraid of love, especially today. Come on. Okay, pile one, we know that this is like a new beginning stone for you for today, and that things are good. Your things are pure. Keep that pure intent. There's a lot of strength and hardness in this stone, so I think you should keep that in mind. Pile one, give me a like and a subscribe. If this resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment in this comment section below, and we're going to move on to pile two. Number 2. Who chose this stone? A lot of these are river stones I was guided to pick up. So, river stone. We have far away places. That's interesting. White Tara, authority figures, faraway places. Pile 2, faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. This is ruled by Venus, typically Taurian. Second house is about your belongings. It's about the stages of life and acquiring and things becoming yours, and understanding yourself and the things you have as separate to you. Very much about toys, but as we get older, it's about beauty, and accessorizing so much, or A lot of the time it can be related to beauty in another fashion rather than just such a physical nature. A lot of the time it's about connecting with nature or connecting with our nature. I see it as a card that's talking about finding the happy medium between the spiritual earthly self and the earthly spiritual self. So not letting that spirituality take you away from that earthly self, and not letting that earthly self take you away from your spiritual self. Again, it's beautiful. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, and situations and chemicals. Oh, yeah, careful. Authority figures. That's interesting. I did put them back in, by the way. I put the cards back in because sometimes there's more. There's too much popped out. Sometimes there's more information that can be given. I don't like to take out the cards I'm stack shuffling with unless it's for specific readings. I will give it a stack and one of these. Okay. Chariot. You need to keep going. Whatever it is, you have to keep on trucking. That's. If I had a tarot deck, I'd probably name that card "Keep on Trucking." It's the Chariot. It's Cancerian. Here's the other fun thing: Cancer, Moon ruled. When you get to Taurus, there's an exaltation here. So I highly suggest looking up. Like the exalts and how that functions. This is not Taurus specifically though, it's just ruled by Venus and Taurian energy because it's the second house. So, if you are being encouraged to go someplace, this could be some sort of traveler, sage. I'm trying to remember. There's the Seeker, that's a very important one. This is very, very akin to the Seeker because they have a tendency to get into chemicals. This could also be where somebody's saboteur is or their prostitute is. I know I'm just going to be saying prostitute a few times. We'll just say pros from now on. But because it has to do with staying away from harsh things, there's something here about withdrawal, but also moving forward with something. The authority figures here will be more about having people weigh down on you. I'm seeing this coupled with this is naysayers. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get away from them. Let's see. Now, give us something for White Tara. Tell us more what this archetype has to say. Oh my God, okay. This is going to be a challenge. Somebody is not quite ready to face their darkness, and that darkness is about to show itself regardless, which is why you're being encouraged to step away from chemicals and harsh situations, because you're not going to be able to examine what's going on inside you without all this crap influencing you. It's too much crap, you know. You already know you've got to go someplace, see something, or, you know, maybe you just need to get away from things. Maybe this is talking about a new job. If we're talking about new horizons, something new is coming for you, and you're being encouraged to keep going. The exaltation here, I'm telling you, there's something there regarding that for somebody. You need to look up, see if you have any planets in that sign and look into it. Outside of that, I see it, the interesting thing is this was a river too. Water. It's more peace related and new. White is very new, pure card, like children. This is more like sturdy. Give us That's funny. You see that? We got a gavel. There might be a run-in with the law here. Somebody better stop their shit. I'm telling you, if you don't stop your shit, you're going to be in some deep trouble. You already know you've been guided to pull away from something. You gotta do it this time, because if you don't, you're either going to have a run-in with the law or end up on the wrong side of it. I'm also seeing that there are, like I said, people telling you, passing judgment on you, telling you what you should and shouldn't do, okay? Now, you got to get away from that, okay? Somebody has to get away from bad people, bad drugs, even chemicals. I mean, even caffeine for the right person is the wrong drug. Harsh relationships, somebody telling you yes or no. Maybe you might even feel that for me. That's fine. But I will say that something here is not right. Let's get the sum up, the karma, and the resolution for this reading. What does this to say about the sum up? That's the High Priestess. You need to sit in silence for one, and really get to know this. This could also be that archetype relating to a priestess, relating to judgment in the past, you know, relating to being a very important holy person, you know, here, which I also see. You know, we didn't get the Hierophant, which is interesting, but we got the Priestess, which will relate very much to spiritually, but she bridges the gap between two worlds, or between darkness and light, or life and death. Some people see her as Circe, or Hecate, rather, but I think that there's some sort of knowledge you need to go. This also could mean that the faraway place you got to go is inside of you, and you haven't been there in so long that you're long overdue. It's like a whole new vacation for you. So get into that. Okay, give me the karma card, karma card, karma card, karma card. This is a feeling of stuck. This is somebody who hasn't moved past something. They refuse to see it. This is painful for somebody. This is painful to withdraw. You know, you might be feeling like these people make you feel better by being around them because you don't feel good yourself. There's an inferiority going on inside of you regarding this. This also means, here, I want you to look at this card. He's stuck, okay? There's other people there, stuck, right? But we've got this lily imagery, this water lily. It's actually lotus imagery. So what's happening with the lotus is when the light comes out, they come up, and when it turns dark, they come back down and sit in the mud, and then they come back up out of the mud through the water and into the light. It's a process of healing. We've got this. We got this Jupiter energy saying it's available, but when it's upside down, and this is also a Gemini thing going on. It's saying to be more adaptable, but it's also saying that, like, I'm seeing this like mostly a warning to not keep doing what you're doing. You know, whatever you was doing is not good for you. You know, you feel stuck, but you can get out. And because this is a karma card, they always sit like this. So you either have this or this. I see this a little different than other people. You're not stuck, okay? You can get out. You can get out. You have to have faith. You can't be stuck in like trying to be around people simply because they make you feel better about yourself. That's something I'm getting to, because you're surrounding yourself with energy that's not uplifting you in the ways you think. It's uplifting parts of you that don't need to be uplifted, and you're not using your darkness in positive ways. You're using your darkness in negative ways. That's not helping you. That's not useful. Give me a resolution, or we can get done for this archetype. A lot of mutable things going on, except for that's dynamic as hell. Got the Nine of Scepters. This is a very Sagittarian moon sort of energy. I see this very much as somebody who needs to let loose, to accept things as they are, to understand that they have this gift for manifestation. Sagittarians as well, because they sit between Scorpio and Capricorn, even though this is a Taurian energy, typically, or Venus energy usually, even though they sit between those two things, they are much more liberated than either, you know, but they have, because they're very much like those two cards, they're like the blending of those two cards. You can see them sometimes get lost in what people think, and then all of a sudden go the exact opposite way. I'm seeing this is, there's a lot of gratitude necessary to get right into, you know, what is it that you believe? Really just like taking stock of what you've already done and accomplished and understanding. You can understand that here that you are already doing better, because you need to recognize that you yourself are recognizing things that are wrong. And instead of going, well, why do anything about it? You need to realize, well, I've already recognized it's wrong. I've already done half the work. You know, you need to be like, I am already doing really good, specifically because I'm able to see what's going on with myself. A lot of people don't ever make it, you know, they just keep stumbling and stumbling, and they don't accept, hey, this is what's up, you know. And I think that right here, you're especially encouraged to tap into your spiritual self. You're being encouraged to step away from things you already know are bad for you. You already know they aren't for you. You already know that these people aren't for you. And if they don't have your best interest in mind, why do you need them around? Why? No point, is there? No point. Okay, pile 2. This stone feels very sturdy, strong, and very much like you need to take some steps to regain confidence, is what I'm getting here. If this resonated with you, go ahead and leave me a like and subscribe. Leave me any comments in the comments section if it resonated, and I appreciate you so much. Let's move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3. You can tell where my ancestors are from if you know 3. Let's see what you got. Let's see, this stone, some people might say it's a rose quartz or chert. I don't know. I've got some lovely vibes off of it and some good colors, so I feel good holding this. Let's see. That's interesting. We got another Tara. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. So this 3 is mercurial. It is regarding relationships. It's usually the Lover's card or Gemini as people see it, but that can actually mean, rather than people we love, it can be more connected to, I'm not discounting it because it's Valentine's Day, but it can be more connected to the people that shaped us as we grew up, and more to our kin and our siblings than anything else. It's rules siblings more than anything else. So we've got infinite abundance, green Tara, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. That's a good start. And scriber writer, that's interesting, because I have similar archetypical information here. Very much related to an air sign. When you've got scriber writer, could be from the past, you wrote a lot. You see that a lot with Gemini energy and 3rd house energy, and this archetype is no different. I'm seeing that if we're gonna get an archetype here, is saying you get it right. You should be writing. Maybe you need to be journaling. Maybe there's somebody you need to talk to. Start delegating. Very air. Infinite abundance. You're noticing things coming into your life. Let's get some more clarification on what this archetype has to say. Okay, 2 cards for the first one. Let's take those. Okay, I see that as very Gemini. Risk takers. The pages are risk takers. These daughters are pages in this deck. Here. She's upside down. Pages are immature, usually in a good way when they're upside down. You know, they're supposed to be like children. So when they're upside down, they're immature in a bad way. We got the devil. Somebody's got a bad habit of thinking they're not good enough, things aren't good enough, things are bad, Things are there's worry, making bad decisions, knowing they're bad decisions, and still making them. That's not good, especially because you should already know things are good. This could also be an indication that even though abundance is high, you're not making good decisions with that abundance that you have, and therefore it gets squandered, and it's just a never-ending cycle. You know, seeing addiction being a thing. It's funny because it's third house, Gemini. I know a Gemini who struggled with the same addiction for years, smoking. I've known Geminis that I catch energetically. I knew one that I would catch every time and be like, there's something wrong with your aura. And they'd be like, I drank way too much yesterday. Almost every time. So, watch those addictions, watch those habits, you know, maybe create better ones. The page upright of Knives of Air would be more, they like puzzles and thinking and stuff, but this is somebody who's pushed themselves into dark riddles. They don't like, you know, they're thinking bad thoughts, and they're thinking things they shouldn't about themselves, and maybe even about others. I can see paranoia manifesting in here. You're good. You already know you're good. You already know you have the world. You know, if you don't see that, you ain't looking hard enough, or you're maybe taking things for granted. You need to pay attention to that. You can get help, especially with this problem here. So let's grab another card for Tara. What does this archetype have to say? What is this archetype? We've got the Lord of Scepters. I think we got that earlier for somebody else as well. Somebody who knows their passions, knows how to take charge. It's usually, I say these like an archetype, so I like to say them. This is like the very few times I talk genders with court cards. It's typically a man who knows his passions. Oh, that's the card that was the other one too. A man who knows his passions and knows when to let them flow and knows when not to let them rule. You already know, especially if you get this Lord, which is a king, along with delegation, you need to ask for help. You need to tell people, you can't take everything on your own. And you need to tell people, hey, can you help me with this? Hey, do I need help moving? Do I need help seeing these things, There's also sort of a give and take here that I'm seeing. The delegation may even have something to do with this, or maybe you need to delegate better in order to get to this, to get back to this thing you may have from a past life or from this archetype. What do we have? Oh, did you see? I already know what that card is. Ooh, baby, you got the golden ticket. I better not be striked for that, but yeah. That. You gotta be working on something. The journal stuff, retrograde could be getting you down pretty hard right now. I feel like maybe your world got turned upside down, but everything's flowing, baby. You gotta get in there, I see this as you not being ready or willing to move into something new, to move with something you already started, or you see it starting and now you're regretting it, and there's something about your old lifestyle you may want back. You can't have it. They already said you can't have it. Let's actually get clarification on that, though, through the sum up, the karma, and the resolution. Sorry, resolution. I don't do this stuff. This is how I do it. The resolution card should be our most helpful here, but the karma, being that we're looking at a Gemini placement, may be interesting. This is some sort of networker, herald, writer, somebody who works in articulating things, speech. There's something you might have to say to somebody as well, but you got to start asking for help. You got to start being like, listen, can you help me with this? Or maybe telling people what they should do. Maybe even being like, okay, this is not your business. But there's, I also see a possibility of gossip, because we have knives are a communication. We're going through this sort of thing. Personally, I like Geminis. I think they're rad, but people don't like how They say they're two-faced, they're not. They don't hide who they are. They're dynamic in the sense that adaptable in the sense that they are who they are with the person that they're with. But they also play devil's advocate. So, give us a sum up. Thank you. Quit looking back, okay? There's a dwelling going on here instead of positive things. Somebody keeps looking at what I'm getting now is that somebody keeps looking back at things in the sense of, this is how it used to be and it was so horrible and you can't get over it for some reason. You gotta get over it. The spilt milk is already spilled. You already know it. It was forever ago. It's already cleaned up. It's already gone. There's a new carton in the fridge. So you need to stop looking back in this bad nostalgia. Bad nostalgia is this card upside down. Okay? Bad nostalgia. You know, don't think about what you once had. You know, maybe you're moving past that point, but you can't be dwelling on these things, you know, and thinking, well, how can I do this now if this happened, or if I used to be this way, or what if I let this get the best of me? You can't be doing that, okay? Like, oh. Let's see. Give me a sum up. I'm not taking that one. That felt too raw, okay? It'll pop back out anyways if it's supposed to. I need a sum up for this archetype in the third house. No, excuse me, a karma card for this archetype in the third house. Need a karma card for this archetype in this third house. A card. It's too many cards. Karma card. That's what I thought. So, somebody refuses to admit to themselves that they've created this mess. And that here's the other thing I gotta say, this is very much an Arachne sort of creation story going on. I see a lot in this card, but a lot of the time this is somebody who feels stuck in their own web, somebody who's trying to do the hard work. So what I'm seeing is you can get out, because this is karma always lays sideways. You can get out if you choose. You keep constructing this thing that you're having problems with, and I know that's like Gemini's worst enemy, so like as far as this goes, you probably need to write some stuff down. You probably have some stuff you gotta say. You already know that. There's some stuff that's either been left unsaid or left unpondered, or you've pondered it so much you just need to write it down to get it out of your head. This is a person who weaves tales, maybe to deal with your ish, whatever that might be. Maybe you need to create a story, you know, around it so that you can grasp it from another level rather than just being like, well, this is what happened. Maybe you need to create a world around it so that you can understand it at a greater depth. And remember, you can get out, but you're not getting out without hard work. It's going to be either a struggle or a lot of focus. And as far as I can tell, the hard work is physical labor, or relating to pulling away those insecurities that you keep harboring. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Okay? Just stop it. Okay? Okay. Let's get the resolution. Resolution for the archetype of this third house. I'm sorry, that was probably horrible. It could have been nice, I don't know. I'm going with that one. That felt weird. Okay. Ooh, baby. Okay, this is some teamwork, but we're also on, like I said, I'm recording on Valentine's Day. I'm going to try to post it tomorrow morning, but I'm going to say that I chose to do it this day, not just because it was a good time, but also because this energy would be unique for this sort of reading. This is about love. This is about two things becoming one, things coming together in a positive way. Somebody might not be willing to admit something. This is about relationships and the heart. You see here that there's this sort of creature that's like more than one, like a chimera or a sphinx. Very much this unity of the elements. You've got this Cancerian energy mixed with this Venus energy. So maybe you gotta tell someone how you feel. I can see that being a thing. I can see relationships or work, and I can see this being all about things coming together finally and accepting it. If it comes to relationships, quit dwelling on the past ones just because they sucked and they drew you into some bad times. You're not gonna make it without hard work in one way or another. It's either in your mind or your physical health or in your actual work. You can't get out of this sort of thing by yourself, though. It is saying you need help, and that's what this is. That's help. It's teamwork. It's love and compassion. I like that. This is my favorite one thus far. So that this is my favorite one so far. So that was pile 3. Your stone feels really good, vibing, hella good. Go ahead and like and subscribe and comment. Leave a message in the comments if this resonated with you. We're going to move on to pile 4. Okay, pile 4. This is your stone. Heart-centered, but this has some sort of... I feel a little sad on this. I don't know why. We'll look into it in a second. This is your reading. Pile 4 is Cancerian energy, moon energy, emotional energy, heart-centered. It rules the home. So we're going to get this sort of... sometimes it relates to family as well. It can relate to the shadow. All the water cards really relate to the shadow, death, not bad death, like transformation, and just the unseen in different ways, but it's very heart-ruled. So let's go ahead and turn your cards. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Ooh, I like that for a heart-centered card. Isolt. I don't know. Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. That is some Cancer stuff right there. Ships. Ooh, okay, so your past life may include ships. There might be a sailor or traveler, sort of seeker. Pirate is also one that you see with archetypes. It is an archetype. Sometimes thief as well. Is an archetype that goes alongside that. Rebel's another one that will go alongside pirates and ships. Sometimes warrior, if we're thinking about like a sailor, they can relate to that. So I can see this undying love. Oh, that is so Cancer. That is so 4th house. We've got all this heart, love, and rainbow stuff. I'm seeing a reprieve, but also there's so much love and rainbow, you know. There could be an awakening to a part of yourself you didn't know. This could even be a gender or sexual orientation thing, but it could be just realizing how deep something goes. Let's go ahead and get all of this figured out here. Okay. Okay, so this card represents Pisces, but it is the card of the moon, which is Cancer. So, like I said, all the water cards meet in a way. As far as this goes, what I'm seeing, the way I describe this card is she's been walking through the graveyard all day, and she has slain every ghoul in the graveyard, and she's restless, but she's safe, and she's strong. It goes with finding sanctuary. So I'm seeing that you may need to take, recluse yourself or find a place of peace. That could be out in nature, that could be a place in yourself, that could be a church, that could be a family member, it could be a person, place, a thing. We've got some nouns going on here, but regardless, this is talking about shadow work
and the benefits that you're reaping from it. If it's upright, I would say that the shadow work has already been done, or you're getting ready to delve into it, or perhaps your shadow is coming out in positive ways and you're regrouping the two, the light and the dark, because you've got the light of the full moon when it's upright. So, we recently had the new moon. Maybe there's talking about something that you're about to come into around that time of the full moon. I would say that this archetype and the person who chose it is extremely moon and emotion ruled. There is a heart space strength. I'm thinking this could also mean there was a bit of a heartbreak going on. But I don't want to say too much because I'm seeing so much love here. My God. Give me more information about this archetype. Daughter of Scepters. I believe I got this earlier. Daughters are pages in this deck. And pages are immature in a good way, unless they're upside down, so they're more like children. This is talking about taking risks with the spiritual self. For me, sometimes I see her as about to knock something out of the park, you know, when she's upright, but when she's upside down, she's smashing mailboxes. I'm gonna need more clarification on that, but it's okay. We're gonna try to see what else we can get from this. It's just hard to see this in relating. Maybe this is somebody who needs to either accept that this love is eternal, and I can also see this being like a relationship-ish. Maybe the love you have was eternal. Maybe you can't get over that your love is so strong. There could also be that rather than that's going on, you don't feel the love that is said to be there. Regardless, your spiritual self feels stifled and is taking bad risks in your spirituality, in your understanding of spirit, and your creativity is going into a negative place when really, you know, maybe your spiritual self and your passions have allowed whatever the situation, it might not even be your passions, it could be someone else's, running wild. This could also be representative of a person who has been less than mature, but you care for him still so much. So I really, really hope that you're realizing that you can love somebody from afar, and unconditional, undying love does not mean that it has to be with that person. Especially being Valentine's, maybe you're hurt about that. I'm wondering if this person could have left, especially with the ship, or maybe you left. So this can be a third-party situation, but when I see this, I'm seeing, you know, this could be a Galentine's, or, you know, a Palentine's, any way you want to consider it. It could be meaning that there's a friendship, you know, you need to find comfort in the friendships you have. Friendships. Oh, that's good. Okay, this archetype is telling you to network, and it's telling you to work with others. I'm not seeing this in a negative light. I'm seeing this as the fix for whatever's going on with this. I do want to get more clarification, but I think we're going to get that through the Sum Up Karma and Resolution card. Give me a Sum Up card. You know that there is a difference between these. Sum Up, Karma, Resolution. Yeah, that's weird that this is sad, but this is heart-centered. It fits perfect. Okay. I swear I keep seeing a card that should not be facing the wrong way. Maybe my brain's just seeing it. You ever do that? You like shuffle your cards and you swear you saw a card facing the other way, and then you like lay out the whole deck and there's not. There it is. There's a Sum Up. That's funny. So earlier, I believe I got something similar to this in another thing. This is a need to give something up to your higher self or your higher power, become a part of something bigger. Also, this can be indicative of finding home. Fidelity is a big one here. This is a ruling card of Taurus. It's really a funky card. It can be stifling for some, but I see this one in a very positive light. I'm seeing a lot of protection going on here. You're being encouraged to find this, especially when you've got finding sanctuary, you've got sacred ground here in the background and shadow work, and then all of this going on. This is, I think you're finding yourself. Maybe you're learning to love yourself, and maybe you're finding people that reflect that. Let's look at karma. Give me some karmic information today. Let's do a twisty, and then I have to do that sometimes. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. This is the opposite of Cancerian energy. This is the devil energy, but it's also upside down, so this can be indicative. It won't be upside down because all karma cards I set in a sideways position. If I ask for a karma card, even if it comes out this way, it could be just indicating which way you're leaning or what you're dreading or how you're feeling about it, but karmas are always sideways when I pull them in the spread. This can be about addictions or thoughts that you really should just throw away. They ain't for you. It could be talking about a zeal for life and a lot of strength and power that you could be getting, but there's also this like negative addiction. Maybe you might be addicted to love. Or maybe you're addicted to putting yourself down. I can see it both ways. Regardless. Oh God, why is it so sad? Who hurt you? You know, you hurting yourself? What's going on here? Let's see, we've got the resolution coming up. Resolution card, please. Resolution for pile 4. Resolution for pile 4, 4th house, pile 4. There we go. That is so weird. I pulled that for another reading, I'm pretty sure. Except it was upright. There's not a lot of faith here, gratitude. This is somebody who's not standing in their power, and you know, maybe there needs to be a reminder of what that is. There's like a disconnect from your spiritual self that I'm seeing, which is one of the reasons I'm getting a lot of this. There's a lack of gratitude, even, you know, and this can also be relating to if it's relating to the home, somebody might not feel like they belong where they're at, and that is okay. Even if people there care about you, you know, they could be, you know, just doing stupid stuff. They could be dead naming you. They could be doing anything like that. But whatever it is, like, you might not feel comfortable where you're at. And maybe also your career is essential. Maybe focusing on your career might actually help you get out of that rut. Maybe this is what you need to do, is focus career-minded. And I don't mean necessarily job and money and work. It could be that. It could mean also don't put too much energy into that, because that could be hurting this situation. But what I'm seeing as well is it could be like job-minded, money-minded are different than career-minded. Career is talking about what you are meant to do. Your career in tarot and astrology is not so much like what you do for money, but what you are guided to do spiritually, and you are being told to do that. Your friends have probably told you to do that. This archetype has told you to do that, and we are already seeing, so we've got ships here, which can be talking about an archetype in that sense, but the archetype that I'm seeing is kind of a spiritual one, maybe a counselor, maybe something in a church. It doesn't mean you need to do that. It means that the archetype, or let's say you may view this part of your life through that lens. This is also, I could see maybe somebody lost their religion, so to speak, and they're getting it back. When I say that, I don't mean literal. I mean their faith could be messed up, especially with this card. Somebody's not standing in their strength. They feel weak right now, and they might need the comfort of friends and, you know, to deepen their relationships. And especially if this is relating to anybody who is having issues of the rainbow variety, that could be relating to a need to get with your friends. The career-mindedness is like I said, karmic. So if that's the case, it could be a double-edged sword, because if you throw yourself into it, you might become a workaholic or a thingaholic or a drugaholic or whatever. Drugaholic's funny. Just addicted is really the idea. Or maybe it's, you know, if you do it right, you play the cards right, they ain't gonna play you. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. You don't need to be sad. Okay, whatever it is, you didn't get any real cards talking about your heart being broken in a regular way. In fact, this is something you probably saw coming, but there's a spiritual need here that has not been fulfilled. You're understanding this more and more now, and your friends are important right now, the groups you're in. This can even be talking about co-workers, but as long, what cups usually mean, water, relationships, heart-centered, you know, so think about it this way. I would think about it in the sense of like this very Venusian energy. What is sacred to you? How can you reconnect with that? Maybe you really need to understand what love means to you and how your idea of love may have been corrupted or interrupted. You know, maybe this, as far as third-party situations, I don't see this negatively. If it is a third-party situation, it may not have been a negative thing for you. It could have been a good thing to put you in the right place. But I'm seeing this mostly. I don't understand why you feel so weak. You know, you're gonna get there. Just keep moving forward. Like this is the truth. This is the truth of this reading right here. And you do need to find sanctuary, but there's love within you that is so strong. Otherwise, you wouldn't get this card. Go ahead and give me a like or a subscribe if this resonated with you. Leave a comment down below, and we're going to move on to pile 5, house 5. Okay, pile 5, this is your stone. This is a rose quartz egg. That's really good for this time of year, right? Like, ooh, that's nice. This feels sparkly and crunchy. I don't know what crunchy means right now, but I think we'll figure out what that means. Let's go ahead and do this. Bam, bam. Another card. Rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. So, by the way, this is the house of Leo, the 5th house of the sun. This represents very much, some people see it as the house of children. It is the spark that creates all things, essentially, if you're talking about as far as the sun card goes and relating it to the sun card. But what you see with this, it also means strength, or astrologically, this house is talking about expressing oneself. So people see it relating to 2 chakras. I know a lot about this one because I'm a Leo. I know a lot about all of them, but this one, I just feel guided to talk about this. It relates to the throat chakra, the 3rd eye, and the solar plexus, but mostly the 3rd eye, because people don't realize the amount of vision it takes to express. So, again, rejuvenating rain, Ma'u, Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. That's nice. And this is funny. Trees. You get environmentalism in trees. This could be a gardener archetype. There is a rebel, an environmentalist, an activist archetype. You may be pulling that through. Mother Earth can also be relating to other types of archetypes. That's fun to say. But especially with the rejuvenation, crunchy. Maybe it was the granola. Ah, okay. Give us some information on this archetype. Pile 5. Look at that. Okay, there's got to be a Leo watching this. You already looked at this. Okay, so this is the card of Leo. It's strength, rejuvenating rain, cleansing, clear the past, heal the present. So what I see with this card is typically a woman holding open a lion's mouth. So this person holding the lion's mouth is basically between the maiden and the lion, being part beast and part human, part wild and part tamed, and living a life between those things, giving into that, but also like letting it be your strength and not your weakness. That's why it's strength. It's also called lust sometimes, because all these Western astrology relates to the sun more than anything else. It's ego-driven more than other astrologies a lot of the time. But regardless, I like this. Rejuvenated rain, clear the past, heal the present. It's kind of like a balance between ripping someone's head off and gentleness, you know? That's such a fine line, huh? It's very much like a lion tamer sort of situation. The way I see it in this deck, though, is this woman has a grasp on her dark and wild side, and she can run with it. It can pull her ahead instead of pull her behind, and it doesn't. She's not letting it pull her into trouble. So. Is you is or is you ain't? Are you gonna? Are you not gonna? That's the shit or get off the pot card. It's also meaning you're just going through an indecisive time. You don't know what to do. Maybe you're not ready to make a decision yet, or you have made the decision, but it cannot be done yet. I don't think you've made the decision, because I usually see this upside down if a decision has not been made. I don't think that this means that necessarily it's just a decision. It could be you are not ready to do something yet, but you are about to plunge into something huge. This is also the sign of water, which is funny because we got this is a watery card, earth, water, fire. We get an air card. I would laugh. But it's the alchemical symbol for water, and the emotional state here is to be taken account of, taken stock of. You might need to step back to reassess something, which is why clearing the past and healing the present, that's what you need to do before you move on to this sort of work. This could be, like I said, an activist or environmentalist archetype. It could also be, there's a lot of sort of archetypes regarding woodsmen, woods people, fairies, fae creatures and stuff like that. But when it comes to Mother Earth, it could just be any sort of archetype that has a deep connection with the planet itself, especially when it comes to trees. So let's get another card. Please give us your time, you just gotta say please, I guess. Is this someone letting their imagination run wild in the wrong ways? This is so you might feel like you don't have a choice in something, but you do have a choice. Whatever it is, you have a choice. Also, it might feel like all your choices suck. That's not true, there is a best choice out of all the shitty choices, and you can make it. That could be why, maybe the past is clouding your judgment, which makes sense because the 6 is a lot about the past, and we're in the 7 card right here. So maybe the past has been clouding your judgment, which makes this 7 upside down. If you can release the past and heal into the present, not try to move into the future, you will be able to make a decision. Right here too, she's very much looking in here. She's looking at possibilities in this card. She already came from someplace else. You see the steps behind her. Let me just hold it up so you can see. Quit looking at things as if they're only negative. She's using her. She's using the snake. She came from a place that bears fruit. maybe she's about to go to a place that bears fruit. The other way we can interpret this is she is not, this is the things that remain unseen and unchosen. This is the path she will choose, but she cannot see it yet. She looks a little love drunk. I say that because we've got this Venusian symbol, and then we've got snake here, and her eyes, she doesn't look bled out. She either looks bloodthirsty, in a trance state, or drunk or drained. She's putting a lot of her energy into something, but what I'm seeing here is the decisions might be difficult. This is somebody who's having issues with decisiveness. I need more info for this. Crunchy. Okay, give me a sum up card for pile 5. That's not it. That's too many cards. Sum up. Okay, we will take 2 cards for the sum up. Oh, true, that stung like a bitch, didn't it? Whatever that was. You've been hurt in the past really bad. But you know what? You're already getting over it. In some ways. It's like it's dwelling in your mind right now. Something about things is dwelling in your mind, like it's stuck. But you know, you can get over it. I'm seeing a lot of positivity. It's so odd that these cards would come out together, because you've got this 9 of Grails, which is so much of this beautiful, romantic. Like the 9 of Cups is like the wish fulfillment card. So I'm getting sort of like, you gotta quit focusing on this, because this is coming. You know, this is what you didn't want. This is what you do want. This what you thought. You thought this was this. This was not this. You were having a hard time with it. You need to let that go so you can get this. If you don't let this go, you won't be able to make the decision to give you this. Let's get a karma card. No matter what, they come out sideways. Well, they don't always, but they're karma, so I lay them sideways because they're supposed to be like a superposition card. They're both at the same time. Ooh, very unfocused. Okay, this is how I like to describe the court cards kind of as people, because they're people cards. It's an unfocused man bearing a message on a mission. So he's not as fast. Like, he's supposed to be faster than, because he's a knight. He's supposed to be faster than the prince or the knight of swords. But the problem is he gets sidetracked really easily. So even though he is faster, he loses focus. This could be someone coming. Maybe you're not able to decide about this person. Maybe you yourself are having issues with focus as well. Wow. This sort of person is extremely awakening spiritually, so it could be you or a part of you or another person. The other thing I like about this tree one, let's go back to that for a second, is this tree is like the branches, they branch out, possibilities branch out, so you might be thinking too far ahead into the future, because you're seeing too many branches when you just need to see, the first few limbs of the tree. But what I'm seeing here, I feel like somebody's got this person they're hung up on, or this person that's coming to them, and it doesn't seem bad, it just feels odd. Let me just get a resolution card, because I'm sure it'll clear it up. Okay, queens always represent maturity. They don't necessarily represent women. They represent maturity. Kings do too, but more like kings know how to delegate and know when this from that. They're like, I hold the power of this side and that side, so they take the duality of the element and they rule with both. It's like having, you know, an iron fist and, you know, inside of a velvet glove. That's what the king represents. Not masculinity necessarily in the typical sense, or manliness. The queen, however, represents maturity. This is a woman who knows her worth. That's how they describe her. But so this person knows their worth. They know their value. They are secure in who they are. Once you get there, like, that's what you're doing. We also see this fidelity coming up. The dog, the wolf is oftentimes, mostly the dog, talks about fidelity, strength, and then also it relates sometimes to Taurus. So we might be seeing something along the lines of a Taurian energy here. I think maybe the key is, this is not a jump in with both feet situation, and your why is to be waiting out. But maybe, you know, you need to not be focusing on this person or that person, or will they or won't they, or anything like that. Maybe we don't need to be focusing on, am I ready? Am I ready? Maybe we need to be focusing on us, making our own person secure, so that we can decide at a moment's notice if it is right or wrong. That way, once it starts feeling right or wrong, we can make a decision. And I think that might be key to understanding maybe this person, this unfocused energy, and the ability to make a decision to really take stock of things. Once you take stock of things as well, you might be able to feel that security, to understand your value, especially when we got these two cards juxtaposed. You know, this is beautiful and this is harsh. Sometimes, though, when you see this upside down, this can mean you're mending a broken heart, and that is some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work to be done. You got to get in with that nature, because you've got earth, or this is an earthly card, that's an earthly card, cleansing. You know, you may need to work with water or rivers or soil. It's cold, so maybe there's something you can do regarding that. With snow, or some people like to bury stuff that they need to cleanse. You know, maybe with a reminder, something that you can use in that sense. I recommend that. But I see mainly, once you know your worth, none of this is going to matter, and you do know your worth. You're about to know your worth, so none of this is really problematic. It just mostly looks like there's a decision you're making, and you just keep thinking about it. Maybe from a perspective that it doesn't need to be thought out. Maybe it doesn't need to be thought super far ahead either. Maybe it just needs to be, you know what? I can see what happens, and I need to build myself up so I have the strength to say no or yes, or maybe even, maybe is a fine answer, you know. Maybe we'll eventually turn into a no or a yes. Maybe is no and yes. So don't be afraid of maybe. This could be like your strength right now. This could actually be you taking time to cleanse the past, restructure, and understand, you know, and being patient with yourself before you jump into something could be what helps you decide what to do anyways. It could be the thing that pushes you forward. It could be the thing that makes you say yes or no or maybe. So I would look at it in that sense. You really need to get back into the outside, or find a way to ground or connect with something. You know, hug a tree. Actually, my favorite meditations are where you sit with your back towards a tree, and you imagine roots. With the roots, you feel the roots of the tree, you know, in your soul, I guess, or your spirit, your mind, whatever you want to say. And you push your own roots into the ground, and then you pull the energy from the earth into you, and then you feel the energy of the tree in the sense of the leaves or the branches reaching up, and you let your branches, you extend them up, and you let them gather light, and you pull that nutrients of the sun, the light back into you, and then you do both at the same time, and you really let them meet in your heart center. That's where you like to try to visualize it, in the heart, so that you can heal. I think you're healing from this broken heart. I think it hurt. It hurts so bad, but you already know. You already know you're ready. Whatever it is, you're ready. You're ready to at least be decisive about it and know, you know. I think you understand what the red flags are now. Whoever this is, you are about to walk in your power so strongly. And like I say, I'm proud of whatever's going on here. You should look into the activist archetype or the environmentalist, the sage. There's a number of like witch might go with it because it's about plants and stuff. Gardener. There's a number of archetypes that go into this. That was your stone. This is really good reading. I think this one has been the nicest one I've seen thus far. Is like you know what's going on. Your archetypes are pretty cool. Go ahead and like and subscribe. If this resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And I'm going to move on to pile 6. Alright, pile 6, this is your stone. This is a river stone I found. It looks like a strange composite jasper. If you've ever seen, like you see right here. I don't know if you can tell, but this looks like a jasper mixed with something else. I can't quite see what it is. So, pile 6, you have somebody feels stuck. Reflect and redirect your energy. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Somebody's not following their intuition. Knighthood. Okay, so this can be talking about a past life, or this could even be relating to a knight in shining armor. Somebody rescue. This could also relate to the damsel in distress archetype, princess archetype. It can relate to a soldier archetype, a warrior archetype. Mostly it's talking about a chivalry related archetype. Somebody right now, it just feels like Jasper. So Jasper's protective. I mean, I pick up any Jasper I find, even if it's this funky, because it's protective. Holding on, like I just keep it a lot of the time. Not all Jasper, but a lot of it is super good to have around. You find it in riverbanks and water and quarries and, well, not quarry, like mines a lot. Near mines, I should say, that have water. It's very protective. So right off the bat, but it's hard to tell that it's even there. So you're not noticing something. This intuition's blocked up. I'm also getting, because this is a Virgo 6th house. The 6th house rules. It rules the stomach. The solar plexus is strong with this one, and it's very much about work and life balance. So maybe you need to pull back and get out of that, you know, stuck at home situation, or maybe you're in this you stuck at work situation. Maybe with, you know, things being what they are right now, there's an issue for you because you're stuck at home and work, and they're invading each other. Prosperity. You probably could be looking for another job, or maybe you're looking in the wrong places for something. Let's get some clarification. Let's get some cards regarding. I think this one's safe to take. But I'm actually going to shuffle it more, because I'm going to give it actually one of these shuffles, because after so many stacks, you just gotta give it a real shuffle. Okay. Can't you just fit together, friends? Come on, work with me, babes. Called it. That's the Virgo card upside down. Hermit. There's something out of whack here. You ain't listening to your gut at all. Something in you is disconnected. Guess what, though? It's Mercury in retrograde. I have 3 planets in Virgo, the closest 3 to the sun. So I understand what you're going through a little bit. As far as this goes, if you're a Virgo, or if you've got this house stuff going on. But what I'm seeing here is there's some gut instinct that is wrecked here. Something has pulled you away away from this. I feel like this connects to it, that maybe there is a knight there. Maybe there's something in you saying do the right thing, and it's not the right thing, and you're not listening to it. Let's see though. Oh, that's rough. God, retrograde on a Valentine's Day. What in tarnation? I think it's still retrograde. It would suck if I was talking about this, but it really wouldn't matter because timing is fluid. And even if retrograde was over, or about to be over, or any of that, then it would still be affecting you from the last little bit. It's not affecting me. Oh, okay. That's the something's gotta give card. Something's happening to you and it's really, really rough, but it's gonna change you for the better. There's a lesson to be learned here. The Nine of Cups to me is dreams come true. When I see this, it's like nightmares revealed or waking from the nightmare. Somebody may have been living a lie, or might not be aware of how good things are, or maybe there is something really good on the other side here, but you can't get through it this way. You can't, maybe there's been too much solitude as well, and there may be a different way to tackle this, or a different way to take that solitude and use it positively. Wow. That's really weird. Wow, that's weird. Okay. You're not weird. Just, I got this card for Virgo, and I got another strength card for Leo, or 5th house and 6th house, so that's not normal. Let's see. Give us more information about this archetype regarding this knighthood card. I'm not counting those. There's two of them and they flipped weird. Or not, because they fell out weird. Come on. Somebody doesn't want you to know something. Maybe there's a surprise and you're not supposed to know it, so it's picky today. That was a maybe. We will take those two. I can agree with that. Okay, you have dwelled too long on something. It's time to let something go. So traditionally the 5 of Cups is somebody who is looking at like 2 or 3 spilt cups, and then there's 3 or 2 unspilt cups behind them. For this one, it's that she's traveled long, like far away, and her chalice is empty and she's really sad. But there's a perfectly good giant thing of blood right there. They're vampires, don't take it all weird. So there's a perfectly full, delicious thing of blood, and she's just sad because she ran out of blood, and she knows she passed by it, it's there. It's not about the past being bad, it's mostly about dwelling on something that happened. This is standing guard for the wrong person. Sometimes it's a decision regarding the spiritual self or one's passions. Sometimes it's like a different sort of decision. You haven't made it yet, and I think it's because there's sort of this sadness that's lingering. This could be the decision to quit a job, and a lot of Virgos have that issue, but some maybe they quit too early. I see this more in the sense of defending what doesn't need to be defended, because he's defending the tower. And that thing needs to fall. This is a Mars Aries card. So there's also sometimes this need to get it done, make the decision fast. And what we need to do is really, this was upside down. We need to go. We've already went through this. You don't need to keep dwelling anymore. It's going to turn into an upside down 6, and you'll be stuck in a cycle of remembering stuff that's not good for you, and it will taint your present and your future. So something about this is saying, like, you can't be standing guard for the wrong thing. You can't be trying to protect something that's going to fall anyways. You might need to get out of this situation. It looks like it's lucrative for you too. And you probably are having issues at work or with a person that it's just not working anymore. It could also be that your withdrawal from things is not working for you, but I'm not seeing anything saying to hang out with anybody so much. It could mean just to take it in a different way. There might need to be more work-life balance, you know, or career-life balance. Let's get, no, that's like 4 cards. Alright, let's get the sum up and the karma card and the resolution. Give me a sum up card, please, for pile 6. 6th house. Sum up card for pile 6, 6th house archetype. I'm going to take both of those because they were persistent. Someone's heart is closed off and they cannot make a decision about something. That came out again. That is weird because we stack shuffled and shuffled. And that wasn't, this one hasn't come out yet. You are stronger than you know. You've got this, whatever it is, you know, you just, I'm seeing to be a diplomatic is a big thing, you know. You're very adaptable, you can do whatever you really need to if you've got this archetype coming out like this. I can see this being a saboteur or pros, or shortening the other one, prostitute. After this, we're going to shorten that to pros from now on. I'm seeing it because whatever you will sell for security, you know, is that whatever part of yourself you were selling. There's a part of you you're selling that you just shouldn't be. You know, you shouldn't be giving up whatever this is. You need to stop giving it up. You need to get into it and quit blocking your heart. Listen to your heart. Let your mind and heart be balanced. Make the decision. This is an indecision card and a hardness of the heart or a fear of opening up a lot of the time. Both of these cards relate to a duality in the self. I'm seeing so much of this. I'm seeing so much of this, like, need for change. You're protected. See how it's being all weathered and it's eventually going to get cleaned off. That's what it was trying to do. But it's going to take a lot of work. See? It's jasper and it's covered in funk, dust and stuff. Trying to polish yourself. Okay, karma. Karma card for pile 6. Give me a karma card for pile 6. Check my nails. Karma card for pile 6, please. That's it. Got this last time. Okay, this is telling you to value yourself and know your value. So, but it's the karma card in this reading here. So, if you do not see the value in who you are and what you do, you're immature about it, you feel insecure about it, it's not going to go well. If you look at it and realize your value, you look at these situations, realize maybe you've brought abundance to a situation. Maybe you are abundant as a person. You have a lot of value and strength here. Obviously, otherwise you wouldn't get the strength card. But, see the strength card? But, this is hinging on that. It's with the karma, that's why it's sideways. It's a this or that card. If you don't see your value, things aren't going to work out. You need to recognize that you're worth it. That you're worth this change, that you're worth this move, that you're worth whatever is going on. You deserve it. And if you deserve to move forward, you deserve to have whatever this good thing is coming. You can't let this shit over here, and all the problems here like weigh on you. Whatever it is, you know, this is like, this isn't a bootstrap moment. This is a realizing, you know, that like you do deserve something. It's gonna take some work to get there. You deserve it. Resolution. Oh God. We're only halfway through, my God. Let's do more. Okay. That is weird. Okay. They always do open have a lot in common. For you, if you take some time to take stock of how you're feeling, reset your stomach, drink some water. It's a water card. I'm saying do it because if you're a Virgo, you have this Virgo energy going on. Your gut is not right in a physical sense, and in a spiritual sense, in a mental sense, and especially in an emotional sense. There's a need to listen to your gut. Your intuition is all sorts of blocked up right now. Try to eat simple foods. Drink some water, lots of it, and really take stock of your emotions, your emotional center before you make a decision, before you decide. But I almost guarantee you, once you take that emotional, like you take time emotionally to really understand what's going on in your mind and your body and with work and with play and with home, you will be able to recognize what's going on, and I think you're going to be able to understand your value and communicate what you need to communicate, get done what you need to get done. Okay? This one is about self-love, and it's saying you are very protected. You're almost there. There's something good coming for you, but it's far off. It's not as far as you think. This night is about hard work. House 6, that was your stone. Hope you like this reading. Go ahead and give me a like. Go ahead and subscribe. If this resonated with you, leave a comment down below. I'm going to start on pile 7. Pile 7, this is your stone. That's pretty, huh? You can see this little red pinkish stripe in the middle. This one has a chewing gum sort of thing. And this is a Libra thing. Dude, I'm maybe talking smack. There's a kind of a mild heart shape to this, but see right here, it's a kind of a heart shape. Something running through. We'll see. These don't matter if they're upright or upside down, by the way. They're always upright. Oh, releasing control. Oh, that's a good card. I hate that card, but I've gotten it before. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So you got surrendering to the journey but the Butterfly Maiden. Health. This does feel pretty Libra because it's right smack in between this scorpionic energy and this sort of Virgo energy. It's ruled by Venus, and it's regarding justice and balance, decision making, contracts, relationships, marriage oftentimes. Surrendering to the journey is a good card to get. It's actually the card on the front of this deck. So, this deck box, I guess. Let's get some clarifiers here. Tell me a little bit more about this archetype. I can see this. This could be a seeker, but this looks like a very transformative archetype. Maybe this is a doctor archetype, a nurse archetype. It could be relating to a specific god or goddess, because your archetypes can relate to them as well. This reminds me also of the river Styx for some reason. Transformation usually means death. The Fool! Oh, so I see that as like a failure to launch, an issue trying to step forward, or jumping in with both feet. That's weird to get first step of the journey. Let's give it another one of these good shuffles. And okay, that's some hardship. That's going to be a trial tribulation sort of moment. Ah, man. Something running through. This is a watch out card. Something's about to come up that's difficult. You probably are afraid of something. You might be afraid of starting something, of becoming someone else. Lord of Grails, this is someone who acknowledges their emotions. Typically you see the King of Cups sitting with water behind him, and he either understands the tides or is controlling them. If he's upside down, he's not, but if he's upside down, it means that he refuses to see what's going on. He doesn't see what's going on around him. He has strong aspirations and is a strong leader. His people are beloved. He's beloved by his people. Oh man, this is so weird. Wow, this feels like an adjustment stage. You need to go do something. You already know it. You keep putting it off. It's good for you. You already know that you need to do whatever this is, but it's just scary, and it's gonna make you face something, probably your shadow. Let's get some more cards. I don't normally just jump into it like this, but they don't want, there's something here I don't think they want you to know. But you got the heart. Maybe that's like the key to it, because you've got these strong heart. Sum up the card, please. Okay, so Libran energy, or the seventh house energy, a lot of it regarding contracts, but the biggest issue with Libra is balancing the heart and the mind, and then copycat. Somebody might be scared because they've already invested themselves in an identity or way of life. The Lord of Swords is upside down. He's a harsh and cruel ruler who does not know how to delegate or to mediate. This is something that you gotta do that you don't want to do. Or maybe this is something you're tired of doing and you need to do another way, but you don't know how to start doing it another way because you haven't seen it done by anybody else. Oh, baby. Those are karma cards. I've never pulled two karma cards before. Yep. So queens are all about maturity. So this is a hinge. As far as this goes, the karma is always upright or upside down. You know, at the same time, it's like a quantum moment in the tarot when I do it. Queen of Knives. I call her the bitch card because when she's upside down, she's a bitch. When she's right side up, she's a mature, strong woman. Because queens are not about femininity necessarily, they're about maturity. She knows how to use her words to get what she wants. She's got a strong wit. But if she's upside down, if it's both at the same time, that means that it's dependent on what you say. What you say and what you decide and how you communicate is the most important thing right now. You may be needing to communicate this change that you're going through to the universe or to somebody. Maybe there's something really freaky going on and you don't feel like you're changing for the better, or other people are saying you're not changing. You're changing. You've changed. That is some... that's a way that people try to draw you back down. The sun is like a collision of two opposite forces that create a spark, a light. There's hope for you. There's also a card about children. But I see this as there's something new for you. You're about to create something amazing if you would just jump in. You are afraid to jump in for some reason. But you gotta watch your tongue. Oh my god. Especially because, okay, this guy's the Lord of Skulls. That means it's, I thought it was knives. Okay, Lord of Skulls actually is immature, greed. Very greedy. Ooh, greedy. Oh, okay. There's some stuff you gotta do. Okay. Insecure man. Pompous. Yeah. There's a need for finding security. This journey, whatever you're doing, doesn't make you feel secure. You need to know that you're loved and you're protected. This stone is supposed to be symbolizing that. You're going to go through a change, or you are going through a change, and it's scary, and you don't want to, and you want to back out of whatever's going on, you know, but you're really just, you know, you're just not thinking it through, you know, there's a need to actually jump in with both feet. This fool doesn't even want to move. How can you do anything if you're stuck? You know that one of the ways we can tell something is dead is it doesn't move. It just stays the same. You got transformation here. You know, this is emblematic of multiple belief systems as well. It's not just, you know, Egyptian or like Krishna or Christ or anything like that. Transformation is the key to eternal life. If you die 1,000 deaths, that's life eternal. But if you remain the same for, you know, you remain unchanged, that is death. That you are dead. You cannot remain the same. You have to keep going. You have to just stop letting things, you have to stop trying to make it your way. It's not going to be your way. It can't be your way. Don't be the critic. You got to get in them emotions. That's how you're going to understand this. Your dreams are important right now. The archetype here is telling you the most important thing is to surrender and let your emotions guide you. Listen to them. Your brain is messed up here. You're all whacked out on greed or insecurity here. You need to realize there's something deep and magical in you, that when you bring these two parts of you together, there will be so much more strength and warmth and love, but you cannot do that without transforming. And you can't transform unless you surrender. You have no control. Just let the tides push you where they will. Your emotions are extremely important right now, and if you ignore them, man, I'm seeing a complainer. I'm seeing complaining. There may be somebody making this even worse. It might not even be you complaining. There could be a person that's great right now, a person that is greedy in your life, and a person that is complaining a lot. Like there could be that going on. But what I'm seeing is there's got to be no bitching. There's got to be an acceptance for you to move forward. If you don't accept something, you're never going to be able to change yourself and transform. If you don't want to change, you're going to be stuck where you're at, and it's probably going to make you sick in one way or another. This could be mental health. Yeah, that's rough, pile 7. I've heard Libra's been having a hard time. Libra's been having a hard time these last few years. It's a hard thing to say about a sign. Okay. Pile 7, this was your stone. If that resonated, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I appreciate you coming by for your reading. Let's move on to pile 8. Alright, pile 8, this is your stone. I cannot remember what this is, but it's always like super shimmery. See how that There's a taste to that. Okay. Gates of Triumph. So, let's see. Lakshmi, stop worrying. Everything is gonna be fine. Okay. Somebody is their own little problem solver here. This is the area of secrets. It's also contracts. A lot of contract stuff goes on this side here. It's also the house of like sensuality, occult things, things that are hidden. It's Scorpio, and it's ruled by Mars and Pluto. Some say Uranus. I usually go with Mars and Pluto. So we've got a lot of good stuff. This is good. Something, I think you found something like this. You just had to see it from the right angle. Okay. The worry is bad, but you already know if everything's good. Why are you worrying? Let's see. Let's give this a good shuffle. One of them good shuffles. No. That's too early. They're really popping out. Whatever, you've done something good. I don't know. I think you've put in some work. This is usually directed at an actual archetype. This can be a shaman. This can literally be a magician or witch, a priestess, crone. There's a lot of archetypes that can go with this one. This is somebody that brings in, like Lakshmi, you've got the elephants. This is an abundant energy, could be relating to this goddess specifically. So, Eight of Grails. So the Eight of Grails is typically someone who's stagnant, sometimes a drunk or a lush. Something doesn't feel like it's as good as it's going to be. You might not be ready to accept something good has happened, or maybe even jealous, but I can see this like an emotional stuck. Usually the way I see the Eight of Cups is when it's like 8 cups at a bar. That's how I like to see it. And you've had 8 drinks and the bartender says, you're cut off. You're done. Go home. When it's upside down though, you're the belligerent drunk at the bar. You refuse to hear it. You know, hey man, you've had 8 drinks. Or maybe nobody can tell you've had 8 drinks and that you're about to punch the jukebox. Nobody knows, okay? But regardless, it's just not good, man. You gotta get out of this rut. Like the chains are on this guy's wrist or this person's wrist, and they can walk freely. It's just taking a while. Whatever it is, you gotta be done with it. You're not done with it yet. You keep playing with it. You need to put it down. Just put down the cup. Okay? Put down the cup. You know, fill it with water. Purify something. Don't be stuck in this energy. Oh, that's so Scorpio. That's hella. Something broke your heart, and that's why things are good. Okay, things are good, but emotionally and mentally, you are still wrecked. But you need to also remember you made it. Even if this is wrecked you, you're about to make it through something. Maybe you just feel like somebody let you down. You know, maybe you feel like somebody didn't hold up their end of the bargain or the deal. But a lot of this will have to do with emotions or relationships. I'm seeing this more like it was done, man. Maybe this is done and just had to end. Maybe it's just time. You know, it's definitely saying to look ahead, not behind you. Yeah, that's rough. Stuck on someone, getting over it, not gotten over it. Something tore you up. This can also be talking about past trauma. But it's saying that things are good, you're just having like this undercurrent of like emotions and struggle, you know. communication might be harder. That's normal for this sort of house because it regards secrets. Okay, so that is the sign of Venus in the deck. It's also the Queen of Queens. It's supposed to be the most mature. When it's upside down, it means that this femininity is not being brought up. But I like to think of it as this creative energy, a spark, or maternal. A lot of the time, maternal energy can be related with it. Is just not being driven. There's a sense of things are good. You can heal yourself, you can move forward, but everything seems so rough. You are worrying. That's what that's saying. You are worrying too much. Let's get this. Let me think a little bit first on her though. You know, she's got a bee in here. Did you know that Saint Valentine is the patron saint of beehives and beekeeping? Yeah, wow, somebody hurt you. Something hurt you. There's some emotional stuff you're dealing with. You're gonna get through it as long as you take it in. You know, there's sort of a ritualistic way. You need to realize things are gonna get better. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You already know that, but let's get to it. What is the sum up for this? Wish fulfillment. Like I said, gates of triumph. Something good is coming. You might not be ready for it, but it's coming and it's good. Positive things. You know, you just gotta keep your chin up. That's hard right now, and I know you're gonna be quiet about it. If it's in this, you know, something in this archetype is saying that things are gonna be okay, you know, and you're gonna get what you want, you know. And what you want probably is not revenge. You might be thinking that, or you might just be like, I'm done with everything, but things are going to be fine. Give me some karma. Karma card. Karma card. Karma card. 8 of Skulls. So this is the guy that makes it happen. This person makes it happen. It's Sun and Earth and Virgo. This is like hard work, taking things one step at a time, bringing everything together to make it happen. If you don't take the time to do the work, if you get slack on it, it might be more difficult. There might be a way to bring things together in a new way that you haven't thought of. Your security is hinging on this, so you know, like, you will be secure as long as you do the work and you take things one day at a time. You know, you shouldn't feel insecure. This person has the ability to make things happen. I'm seeing like there's so much patience with the 7, and then it's being pulled into the 8. It's like the 7 and it hits the 8 because we're in the 8 of Skulls here. So it's like you waited for something, and then now things are moving faster, but they're only moving at the pace at which you decide. Like, you have to pace them. You are the one establishing the pace, and you have to be. You know, this takes a critical eye, and it takes understanding the value of yourself and what's going on. You also have 2 days in between. That's interesting. So work at your pace. Don't overwork. Don't underwork. Pay attention to details. One day at a time. One day at a time. This is a coming of age sort of situation for you. So it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm this old. It's just an important moment of your life. This is something you're going to remember for a long time. This is kind of something that needed to happen. it's supposed to happen so that you can understand yourself better and get where you need to go. If this was about a person, they were holding you back, you know, and even though they may have broke your heart, it's cool. Don't sweat it. You're not stuck. You're not alone. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is usually a good sort of judgment. It doesn't necessarily mean people are judging you. You might be feeling that way, but really, more people might be on your side than you think. And it's like a rite of passage situation. So I think that this is good. Even though it feels difficult for you right now, whatever's going on, it is a good thing. It doesn't feel as good, but you're gonna get everything you wanted because of the way things happened. Okay, pile 8, this was your stone. Go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. If this resonated with you, give me a comment down below. And I'm gonna move on to pile 9. Pile 9. This is your stone. This is another river stone. It looks just like a slate or something simple. I like how it feels. Something quarry-ish. Something breaking apart. Okay. Right off the bat, communal living makes me think of monk-like things. You know how I describe Sagittarius is they are party nuns. The ninth house, is about spirituality and travel. Gemini also rules travel, but ninth house is more about travel and understanding the spiritual self. It's also the card that gets down the most, other than Scorpio. But Scorpio doesn't kiss and tell. Sagittarius doesn't necessarily kiss and tell, but they get down. They're ruled by Jupiter. This house is ruled by Jupiter. Miracles. That seems very, very much ninth house. Expect the wondrous to emerge. So this archetype is good. Athena. You will know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Communal living. This could be somebody who is looking for roommates or is trying to get away from that situation, is currently in a roommate situation. This is a lot of that archetypal energy to do with spirituality. Like I said, I view this house as kind of like this party nun house because they're all fun and sexy and cool, but they're also very, very spiritual and in touch. It's said that between this house and the 8th house is your midheaven a lot of the time. Between this house and your 10th house is the midheaven, and so it's the guiding light of your path in life, because the 10th house is your career and the 9th house is your spirituality. So when you put them together, they point you in the direction that you're supposed to take in life. I'm seeing something wonderful is about to happen. You just gotta really follow through with it. Don't jump out of the way. Don't flake. Is what I'm saying. Okay, that's odd. Somebody feels stuck, or something has already started happening. You don't got a choice in the matter. Miracles. I think that means something started happening. Jupiter upside down is odd to get in the 9th house placement, and this rules Jupiter. Come on. Card for this archetype for pile 9. Somebody doesn't want to start something. The knife is pointed at them. Maybe they don't want want to say something. I think they're really well with this, though. Not wanting to follow what you know is supposed to be done. Somebody's afraid to start something, or it's already started and they're intimidated by it. Communication inward can be difficult as well. That's what the inner wisdom is. You already know. I don't know what you're doing, you already know. Whatever it is, you definitely know already. Could be making excuses. About to start something good. Nuh-uh-uh. Too many cards. Really? Taking emotional stock of something. Probably need to get out of a situation. Something good's about to happen, though. Keep a lookout for something good about to happen. Somebody's intuition is speaking up, but they might not be able to communicate with it very well. They might be receiving signs, especially with this and this. I do want to get more clarification. Alright, let's get a sum up, a karma, and a resolution. Give me that sum up card for pile 9, for house 9. Keep getting that card for some people. Somebody's heart's been broken, or they feel like a contract or a promise has been broken. Regardless, they feel kind of let down. It's okay, because things felt like it felt like there's a struggle and things feel like they're not moving, but they're going to be. You're going to catch something. It's going to catch you off guard, whatever it is. Let's see, let's give me a karma card. Somebody feels stuck. So this is kind of like a feeling of being stuck and not being able to make change, but realizing you're in it actually you're actually in a place of change right now. Your mind is not necessarily communicating what you want it. You know, like maybe your gut isn't saying what you want it to say, is what I'm seeing this as. But you're in a place of communication with yourself, and things seem hard because like they're not moving, because you're supposed to be stuck. You're adaptable in this situation. You need to remember you can be adaptable in this situation. And you're going to be able to get out of this. But really it's kind of hinging on recognizing that this is a timeout for you, and that you're going to be able to get out. This is a time of transformation, and you got to take the time so that you can listen to yourself. And if you sit in that transformation and you listen to yourself, you're going to move forward. Resolution. Okay. There's some sort of connection or like thing that's doing you a disservice that you don't need to be connected to anymore. There's also a lack of fidelity. That could mean like not needing to be honorable to something, or maybe a lack of honorability or fidelity in a situation. That could be where the sadness is coming from, but this can also mean a need to take a step back and to understand what's going on from that spiritual self. Because you see, this is normally a situation of joining sort of a covenant, and this is I'm seeing a lot here about broken promises. Yeah. Either you broke the promise or somebody broke a promise with you, or a contract. But regardless, you're going to get through it. It could even be rental. It's cool. Things are going to be okay. It just feels so difficult comparatively. Okay, pile 9, this was your stone. Go ahead and like or subscribe. If this resonated with you, leave a comment down below. And I'm going to start on pile 10. Okay, pile 10 is about careers. It is relating to Capricorn and Saturn. This is the stone. I think I did buy this as something about stability and strength. That's probably a good card. Not card, stone. Okay, let me get it. I'll put them all upside down. Purification activates vibrant life force. Okay, that seems pretty zealous. About a lot of 10th house energy, zeal, money, career. It's also the paternal side of the zodiac, the paternal house. I've cycles and rhythms, honor, the cycle of your body, energy level, and emotions. So this archetype is trying to get you to pay attention to how you're feeling and not just pushing forward. Egypt. You could have a past life in Egypt. There could be some sort of relation to the ideals of that spirituality. You may want to look up myths regarding Egypt and this archetype. This archetype could also be relating to any sort of god or goddess revolving around those sort of things would be good to look up. Cleansing. That goes a lot with Egypt. Cycles and rhythms is kind of also talking about keeping track of things in your life. Maybe even paying attention to how you feel at different times of the week or the month or the year. How you feel day to day. Oh, that's a nice card. Okay. Four of Scepters. So this is usually a really good card to get. It's not as good upside down, but this card is talking. This is like my favorite card in the deck, honestly. So it's got the 4 candles, and you have this person who's got this like kundalini snake, moving up this candle towards its spirit force. You have this earthly sign in the background with the sun or star or moon in this quadrant. And you've got this Venus and Aries, so this different energies coming together. It's a manifestation card. It's also considered the 1111 card because it's 4 sticks. This is a yonic symbol, and it starts at around, it's supposed to be like a symbol of creativity. So this is a strong manifestation point. Vibrant life force and manifestation going hand in hand. The need to purify, the person needs to be purified, or to purify themselves, declutter and cleanse themselves in a way so that they can understand things deeper and manifest what it is they actually care about. That also kind of relates to this card. There's a very much of an understanding of what's going on inside the self, and the ring is talking about rituals, ritualistic cleansing for one. Cards. We've got nostalgia. Okay, so there's something from the past that is coming up now, and it is important. It doesn't say anything necessarily negative. It just means it must be observed. It might need to be a sweet sort of nostalgia that's positive. And this is great because this is the card of Capricorn and that house, the 10th house. So this is kind of like saying, get it, you know. You need to pay attention with what's going on inside of you and what's gone on before, and that using that and taking that, using the zeal within you to keep moving forward. I love that. That's a really good. It's a good setup for cards right now. Wow. Let's get a clarifier here for Egypt. More information. Pile 10. The star upside down can mean a lot of things. It's another card of Saturn, so it's like Aquarius is Uranus and it's also Saturn, but Capricorn is also Saturn. There are two parts of that Saturn energy. So 12 and 11 are both of that Saturn energy, meaning that you're about to probably hit some sort of breakthrough. I can see this Aquarian energy coming in with Egypt and this transformational, and then of this time, ancient Egypt, ancient, these sort of feelings coming up. The star typically comes after the Tower card, and it's a cleanup card. It means that things are coming together in a positive light. Their cups runneth over, but you're not there yet, and things might actually seem very confusing right now. Like the Egypt card might feel a little confusing, but there's a lot of hope, even if it doesn't feel like it. Something good is going to happen. All you got to do is pay attention and know when to strike, is what I'm seeing. It might mean that there might be something falling soon, but you did not get necessarily the Tower card. However, we do need to do a sum up, a karma, and a resolution, so let's get that. No, we're not counting those. There's like 4 cards there. Sum up card, please. Pile 10. Sum up card. Pile 10. That's it. Okay, so the sum up here is somebody does not know their value. They've forgotten who they are, or they're not recognizing who they are. There's part of them they probably aren't even seeing, because there's this need to recognize these cycles of, I do this, and then this happens, but they might not see the whole cycle. You might also want to check your chart for retrogrades, because there could be, well, the way they describe retrogrades in astrology is sometimes you are projecting yourself into the future, and then when you're finally into the present, you're hitting that, and it's like this ability to move between time mentally, between different points in time. It can create sort of an anxious feeling in a person and an unsure feeling. It's saying you're completely capable of manifesting what you want. You can do whatever you want, you have it. You can have it, you can do what you want with it, but you are not able to see your value and the strength that you carry for this. There's also a sense of immaturity, infidelity, and just mostly that you don't know what you're worth, or you're too full of yourself. But what I'm seeing here is I don't think this person knows their worth. I think that they know they've done that. They know they can manifest anything, but they haven't put it on the paper how to do it, because they keep messing up understanding these cycles. They haven't understood what these cycles equate. What will happen, I think, is once they understand these cycles, this star card will activate, it will turn upside down, there will be hope, and things will move forward. But we need to understand your karma before we get any further with that. Karma card, please. Prince of Grails. Okay, he's the second slowest prince or knight. He's a dreamy guy, is how they describe him. Just full of dreams and imagination. He gets caught up in conversations with others. That's how this court card is described. So I'm seeing it as a positive, though. Something is coming to help you realize that it's an emotional understanding. There's an emotional message to it, and there's an emotional cycle that you're not recognizing, probably because this is an earth-centered house. So what we're seeing is there needs to be an emotional recognition, an understanding of these emotional cycles, so that this person can move forward, because this prince is technically always going to be like this. All my karma cards are sideways because they're in a quantum position. They're this way or that way. So it's saying it's either this way or that way. It's be careful of your dreams. You probably need to pay attention to your dreams right now. You've got so many cards indicating that. Losing my breath from so many cards. But there's something coming, and how you pay attention to your cycles, your dreams, and your emotions, and how you're interacting with people will help you understand it. But if you don't, and you start losing focus and going in these negative air aspects that you see with the knights, you're going to struggle with this. Which is, it's funny because you can do whatever you want, you have it. You can merely speak it, go after it, it will happen immediately for you. And it's just you don't believe in yourself. It seems like there's something you don't believe in yourself. This could be a person coming towards you with an emotional plea. It could be someone from the past coming back up, but it doesn't seem negative, but it can turn that way if you're not careful, especially with this in reverse with the negative maturity thing. But whatever it is, it's hinging on this focus on emotional growth and this message coming to you slowly but surely. That's probably because you haven't recognized the cycles yet. When you recognize your emotional cycles, your manifestation will kick it into high gear. Please give me a resolution card for... This is one of the reasons you're having issues. People are jealous of you. You've got people talking crap behind your back. I'm seeing somebody here. This could also be a relationship issue. There's a possible cheating, or it might not even be cheating. It could be somebody messing with your significant other or trying to meddle in with you relating to that person. I'm seeing there's a lot of healing here, but I'm seeing that there's either some greedy, jealous, or some sort of thing going on here, or maybe just people aren't the friends you think they are, and that can be related to the star as well. So you need to pull away from these people, and these people are probably the reason your emotional crap is messed up, and maybe, you know, this is going on inside of you as well. You're entertaining too many ideas, or, you know, like too many emotions that you don't need to hold on to from the past, but most of your nostalgia seems positive. So I'm going to just assume this. You gotta watch out for this stuff. And then getting from the Egypt card, you know better. But emotions aren't the same, you know, as like our emotional self and our logical self are not the same. And we can accept that. I just feel like somebody is like they're probably being talked bad about or down to, and they don't need that. It's reminding them of things, you know, either better times or worse times. There's a lot of things to make you remember the good times and understand how things are cycling in your life and what people in the past have made you feel, you know, and how that currently weighs on you. And you need to figure that out so that you can turn this upside down and focus. You do need to focus on your emotions to do that. And, you know, maybe pulling away from some people might be a good idea. Pile 10, this is your stone. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give me a like or a subscribe. If it resonated with you, leave a comment down below. I'm going to start on pile 11. Pile 11, you got this. It's kind of a weird chart. It just has a really nice look to it. I think that's why I picked it up. I don't pick up all stones. I just pick up the ones I'm drawn to. Pile 11 is the only one that got 2 cards. I know if you are an Aquarian, you picked that for that reason. I guess you're unique and special. But the 11th house represents kind of like our outward expression. It can be related to a lot of different things, but it's usually about uniqueness, and it mirrors the expression of the 5th house. But it's more bold and less personal, and it's very much about gathering things. And it's shadow, it's tyrannical, but in its positive aspects, it's about bringing people together in unity and a common goal a lot of the time. So let's see. Okay, got Embracing Enthusiasm. That is a Aquarian card if I've ever seen one. Shout to the heavens with happiness. The other thing to know about this house is it's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Breaking trail, breakthrough is at hand. We have these 2 Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. Karmic relationship. Oh, Valentine's Day is fun, isn't it? I feel like I picked this day perfect because the energy is just... Also, we already know this is the Aquarian season, so this may have a special significance compared to the other houses. Okay. So what I'm seeing right now is there may be a need to move forward or to meet somebody who might be a catalyst in your life. Doesn't mean that this is a bad relationship or a good relationship or long-term or short-term. Karmic relationship has a ton of meanings, but it typically mean it's just something from the past or a past life, and it can mean that it can mean like a good one, it can mean a bad one, but I see a lot of karmic relationships are catalysts to get you to move on to the next, not necessarily the next relationship, but the next level in your life. So let's see. Okay, that's like a watch out card. This is somebody who's very strong in their convictions, and sometimes this is talking about civil disobedience. This is kind of like a hippie sort of archetype. Very much akin to a rebel, or there's a number of archetypes. Like I can say the same ones for a lot of these, but to really delve into it, you gotta look them up because there's so many archetypes out there that are just so close to each other. This person can also be much of this is somebody who's out in the open. They're not afraid to speak their mind, and this archetype is telling you to do that. That's too many cards. Okay, so queens are always about maturity. This one is an Aquarian card as well. Wow, this is a strong... I'm not surprised because of the date and everything, but this is a strong Aquarian sort of energy going on here. Queen of Knives is someone who knows how to talk. They are bold. When she's upside down, I call her the bitch card, but she's up right here, and she's really just smart, quick-witted, and she's great at delegating, and just knows how to hold that conversation, mature in conversation, and just not one to bite her tongue. She will speak up. Hierophant reversed. Okay, somebody needs to pull away from something, it looks like. Maybe there's a situation that isn't working. The Hierophant is oftentimes about joining something. It can be about, sometimes it's about marriage, but a lot of the time when it's upside down, it means there's a need to pull away from a situation, a person, or a group. It's not serving you. This karmic relationship could be what it's relating to, that this situation, you're already done with it, you need to speak up about it, you need to talk about it. I don't want to say do it soon, but you might need to do it soon. It's really up to you. It's just you don't need to be harsh, but you need to be yourself. So it's kind of back and forth. Whatever it is, you need to do something new. You also need to make sure that this is the forefront. Love yourself and others in every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. So having that love and realizing it's eternal is important. Unconditional does not mean you stick around somebody you don't need to. It does mean that you have that love, but it doesn't mean you're going to keep putting yourself through something that you can't handle anymore, or that's just not for you anymore. Let's get the sum up and the resolution and the karma card. Sum up card, please. Okay, grown. You got 2 queens. Dang. Okay, so somebody who knows what they're worth and the situation they're in is just not conducive to that. You need to probably walk away from something. This person definitely knows who they are, what their value is. They are strong and super secure. And there's a lot of fidelity going on. Like, you know what's up. See about karma. Oof, that is weird. Prince of Grails. Okay, so karma card. I swear I just had this in another reading. This hinges, so whatever's going on hinges on your ability to articulate your emotions and to focus on your emotions. And this is, I know, this house's strong suit is not emotions, but emotions play an important role here. If you cannot focus on it and present them accurately, things are not going to work out right. So karma's always in this superposition of this quantum position of both at the same time until something happens where it's one or the other, and it's up to you how to do that. This also means that there's probably a message or something coming towards you, but being that this is the second slowest prince, it's going to take a while. It might take a while for someone to speak up to you or for you to speak up to somebody else, but regardless, it's going to happen. And a resolution. Okay, yeah, these guys go together, these two. You're about to start something new. You already know what it is. It's a new way of seeing things, but mostly a new meaning of security and maybe a new job or a new way of doing things in your life. Being outward about these things. You're starting something fresh, and it's physical and it's secure. So maybe you're articulating that to the universe and you're going to receive it soon, but you have to break trail on your own path in order to find it. I'm seeing that, this is really positive. Good for you. This person, I'm really proud of this person too. I mean, I'm proud of all of them. Wow. This is like I learned something today moment. Pile 11, this was your stone. If you like this reading, go ahead and leave a like or subscribe. And if this resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Pile 12, 12th house, this is your stone. Some call this like an Apache tear. It's really just a variety of smoky quartz. So I believe, I don't know, they're beautiful because you can usually see light through them. I don't have a way to shine it up to you, but it's good. So 12 is about the unconscious mind. Sometimes people put it with death. I put death with 8. But 12 is Piscean. It's also Jupiter and Neptune energy. So keep that in mind. The unconscious mind, dreams, nightmares, all come through this. Oh, that is a really beautiful Piscean card. Navigate by the stars, follow your bliss. Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. It's beyond abundance. That's saying it's not abundance in just this moment. I also would like you to take a look at the color scheme of this. There's a lot of purple. I didn't see this with any other cards, so I'm seeing this as there's a lot of indigo energy, purple energy. This is like extreme spiritual energy. There's power coming through in this sort of sense, and it might be coming through your unconscious. Trust and faith. This archetype just wants you to really receive whatever's coming to you. Be aware that you can do whatever you want with these cards. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. They're telling you right out the gate. And I'm saying purple, and not just but because this night sky is purple. All these cards are purple, but these ones aren't. So there's some powerful energy. This is also really funny because the white stone was 1, and the black stone is 12. This is the unconscious. That is the apparent mind and the ego. So we have literally come full circle in this reading. cards of security. There's a need to feel more secure. Somebody is just not seeing things in the right way. You might be trying to play things by the physical realm when you need to be paying attention to things that you intuit. You know, you might not be listening to your gut or that spiritual sense of self. You might be feeling like, oh, I need to ground more. There's nothing wrong with grounding. I think that's it's great advice, especially when you see this unconscious mind, 12th house energy. But what I am seeing is that there is some sort of interference between how this person is being guided and the cycles within their security, their finances, and themselves that keeps happening, maybe even their health. This person has some stuff going on. Okay. That's Pisces and Mars, so these are very opposite energies, like a go, go, go and a dreamer. And then we've got this Nine of Cups. So the nine, this is saying that you can make whatever this is happen. You already know what it is you want. You have to just quit pushing yourself into these negative places. Maybe you've been bad with money, but it's not, or you know, your finances, and you really just need to pay attention to how you're spending it and think about things, you know, even though these pleasures are nice and comforting, they're not really what you want. They're just little tastes of what you want. You need to start something new. You're about to, like, you got the 9 and the 10 right next to each other. They were not like that in the deck. So for some reason, you are about to bring in something big, you know. If you put it out there and you go after it, you will get it, is what I'm getting. You really, you're about to manifest everything you wanted, essentially, or the thing you've wanted. But once you get there, you need to put something back into the ground. You can only have an infinite supply if you keep sowing. Otherwise, how will you have enough for today and all your tomorrows? You can't just sow once and expect a crop forever. I think that relates to the Six of Skulls, Six of Pentacles. Somebody feels stuck, but they're really in a transformational stage. It feels complicated, and you're being told to have faith because things feel difficult right now, but you're supposed to feel this way. Your thoughts may be clouded with just like, how am I going to get out of this? What am I doing? You're adaptable. Don't worry about it. You know, that's what the lesson we're getting from this 12th house is. But also that, as far as I know, this house and the signs related, they seem to do really, really good in retrograde comparative to other signs, especially Gemini and Virgo. This is something good that's going to happen, and you're moving through this transformational energy, so you can receive this information from your spiritual self. You're learning about yourself. Your shadow self is being pushed together in this nice little ball of creativity, and once you are able to hold it in your hands, you're going to be able to use it to be guided anywhere. If that makes sense. I mean, this is extremely creative. The biggest problem with this house is deception. That's the only problem it really seems to have. That and nightmares. So let's get the sum up the karma and the resolution card. I'm putting those back. That is too many cards. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. One of those was a mean card. I wish it was that one. Not that it's that mean. Okay, I pulled it earlier and it came out again. So, Two of Cups upside down for your sum up is you're not putting things together the way they need to be put together. It might be like a dream state or a confusion state. Things are trying to come together, or they're trying to come apart in a way, and you need to try to understand how they're connected. You might need to pull away from somebody, or you need to realize how to put things together in the right way. A lot of the times this is talking about relationship issues, or two things that aren't coming together the way you keep trying to put them together. You know, they might not be good together. It might be a relationship might not be good together, or two people might not be good together, two things might not be good together, or it's that they are, it's just right now they shouldn't be put together this way, or they don't belong together in this fashion. They might belong together over here, over there, but not in this situation. Or you might have you might be understanding something, but you haven't put the pieces in the right way. That makes sense. Karma card. 7 of Scepters. Okay, this is dependent on your will. If you have the strength of will, which you do, you're being given the supply. There's so much purple and indigo going on here. You are being told you gotta use it, and everything's hinging on you using it. The karma card is always in like a superposition between both the upside down and the right side up, like the reversed and the normal version of the card. So you need to move forward. You need to use your will, your power, and make this work. Your unconscious mind is trying to push through to your conscious mind and your ego and make you go after whatever this is. Your will is strong, you know, so that is good, but if you don't use that and you just become stagnant, like the 10 here, it's not going to go anywhere. You won't get that infinite supply if you don't keep moving and sowing. Let's get a resolution, please. Yeah, keep moving. Also, this is a sign of the moon, which the moon between Pisces, well, all the water signs are related to it, but Pisces and Cancer, this is the sign of Cancer, which relates to the home, but it also relates to the moon itself, even though in the tarot, the moon is Piscean. So these are interrelated. There's also this maternal energy regard. Okay, so I lost you on that last one, but what's going on here is this energy is saying to keep moving forward, because if you don't, you'll be stuck and you won't be getting through this transformation. That this energy is pushing you forward. If you won't be able to keep sowing, you won't be able to keep getting things. You might be leaving, like I said, leaving a relationship or leaving a situation, or just it's not fitting together the way you thought. So the prime thing you need to remember is you got to keep moving forward, or because if you don't keep moving forward, you're going to keep feeling stuck. You're going to be stuck in this transformation stage longer, and you're not going to get as much of this, and you're being told what to do through dreams, through all kinds of things, through weird messages. Okay, it's out there. You already know it. You've already seen it. Okay, pile 12. This is your stone. I hope you appreciated this reading, and if you all have stayed and watched this whole reading, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Go ahead and like or subscribe. Leave a comment if this resonated with you, and thank you so much for coming to my tarot reading today. I hope you enjoyed it.